All right, so, yeah.
Get him, Brock! One down! Get another! Get another, Brock! Get another, go! Brock Kelly, you did it! You did it!
It's hard to put into words what my experience has been with cross country. There were definitely successes scattered amidst the failures over the years, and this sport was always something I wanted to be good at. When I think of what it looks like to have a breakthrough and be successful in cross country, there's this photo that comes to my mind of the late Frank Sorba. There's photos like this across every sport in history, but there's something about this one that's always just kind of resonated with me. In my mind, cross country runners are some of the toughest people in the world, and Frank was no exception. So here I was, inspired by these incredible athletes like Frank, but I was never really able to get there. It seemed like every time I would end up anywhere close to what the world would consider a victory, I'd end up sidelined, injured, sick, or whatever it was. It's kind of hard to be good at a sport that doesn't really love you back, so here I was in the final stages of my last cross-country season with this desire to be the best cross-country runner I could be, but I just couldn't really get there. I guess that's life sometimes. And I say all this to show that over the last 10 years, cross-country has challenged me in ways that I didn't even know I could be challenged. This sport has brought me low more times than I'd care to reminisce, but I'm finding that it's up to you to take the hand you've been dealt, learn from the experiences, and put your hat back in the ring and go again. This sport has taught me many great things, and most of them relate to what it looks like to be a part of a team, and how a team can ultimately support you on the path toward a greater goal. But I think one of the biggest lessons I'll take away from the last 10 years is that no matter what, you've got to finish what you started, and ideally you finish what you started well, even if that means you have to crawl to get there. So when I think about the people who have been great at this sport in the past, I recognize that there's a pattern of determination that's almost to a fault. The people that inspire me each and every day are the same people that are unwilling to quit and unwavering from their path. And though I try to follow their example, I fall short a lot of the time. So even though this season was a little bit rocky, I'm going to take the lessons I learned and apply them to this final winter and spring. I didn't quite get there in cross country, and I've come to terms with that, but I know there's a lot still left on the table. Thinking back on everything that's happened over the last year, I didn't get a normal indoor and outdoor track season nor a cross country season, so making it this far is a win. For that reason, I'm incredibly excited about this winter of training and applying the lessons I've learned over the years. My hopes in documenting this journey is that I can give you some inspiration in the same way that the greats who've inspired me have. So, welcome to the winter. Okay, so today we're going out to Flowers. Get some big hand gestures right here. Today we're going out to Flowers for a little bit of a long run. I didn't do any long runs during most of cross-country season because I was kind of dealing with some injury stuff that was flaring up, so I had to be a little bit more cautious, hit the workouts a little bit harder. I would hit a midweek medium run most of the time, but long runs kind of became obsolete. Saturdays were usually devoted to recovery, and then Sunday was kind of like completely off, so most of the days where I would have done a long run just didn't end up happening. But as we've gotten a little bit more into the winter, I've decided that it kind of makes sense to continue building up into some long runs if my body can handle it. So today is gonna be one of those days. I've already done 3 workouts this week. It's been a pretty dense week. And so today is kind of a little bit of a lighter long run. We're going out to Flowers, like I said, which is a 6.5 mile loop. It's super hilly. So we're just gonna do 2 6.5 mile loops. I'm gonna kind of be solo for a lot of it. But it's always a good time out there. It's kind of meditative and I really like it. So soft surface, gravel, one of the best roads that you can run on in this area. And so I'm super hyped to get out there and kind of just get a good workout in. Hopefully over this winter break, the winter is always one of the most crucial components to a successful track season. And right now, like I'm super hyped to go. I'm going into my last track season ever. And I just want to be as good as I possibly can be in track, and I want to pour into my team in whatever way I can, and I just want to set that example for those guys and show them kind of what it looks like. So with that being said, we're gonna go out, we're gonna do a little bit of a long run today, and yeah. Got the orange G1M Sport. This is literally the best flavor of G1M Sport, in my opinion. Just one little scoop of that.
What flavor is orange?
Orange flavor.
Smells the color.
It's gonna be like 70 degrees when we're out there. Which is kind of warm for December, whatever today is, 14th. But either way, like, it's gonna be all right. We're just gonna get out there. We're gonna run a little bit. Not going too crazy today. Just a nice little jaunt in the park, you know. It's kind of windy out here, I guess. But right now we're just kind of moving a little bit. Right now we're just getting kind of a start to it. Like I said, I had that big workout yesterday, so I don't think there's going to be any issue getting the heart rate up. So the main thing I'm going to be focusing on is just efficiently managing all these hills. Just trying to stay like smooth, comfortable, calm, and then making it 13 miles. First mile is 6:53. Second mile, 6:03. A little quick, but I think I can find a good rhythm. Just gonna kind of dig into it. Just sit here for a while. All right, so I've pretty much been hitting like 550s. Woo! This is tough on these hills. So I'm probably gonna make it to like 10-ish at this pace, and then figure it out from there. There's 3 miles easy back to the car, but definitely working. I get tomorrow off, so recover well tomorrow. It's a freaking grind. So many hills. Right up one right now. That's 10 miles, right under an hour. It was like 59, 57. First mile was 6:53, so mainly hit like a 6:0, and then everything else was sub 6 the rest of the run. I think that's a good run. Kind of indicates where I am aerobically, because like I said, I haven't been doing a whole lot of aerobic stuff. So I have about a 3-mile jog back to the car, and then I'll be done for the day. But yeah, that was challenging for sure. Kind of forget how much this route sucks until you get out here and you're in the middle of it. But being able to conquer that, I'm happy with that. Especially after the week I've had and the workout we had yesterday. Like, it's one of my strongest training weeks I think I've had in probably a couple of years. So I'm happy with that. Happy with the direction I'm moving, and just gotta stay consistent with it. I mean, even if it's not perfect on the day, it doesn't really change a whole lot. It's just kind of like, let's get out here, let's make it happen, let's find the right effort, find the right rhythm, and just put the work in. So that's where I'm at right now. And I definitely think there's a lot of fitness to be built in the next few months, next few weeks especially, to start getting ready for the beginning of indoor and conference championship coming up in February. Hopefully national championship coming up in March. I'm gonna jog back to the car, get some fluids, sweat a lot. Like I said, it's like 70 degrees out here, so not the most ideal weather, but we're still putting the work, got it done, and now I get to chill out tomorrow. Probably take tomorrow completely off, and then Monday will be a recovery day, and Tuesday will be another workout. So excited for the rest of the winter. What does it look like to leave a legacy? One thing's for sure, it's not a self-centered, ego-driven pursuit of success. No, the ones that leave a lasting legacy have no time for that. You also can't be passive, inactive, or idle either. True legacies are formed through active and decisive choices, and leaving a legacy involves persistence through the ups and downs. When you get kicked in the face, you get up and you take another step, learning from the experiences while setting an example for the ones around you. Leaving a legacy involves the intentional decisions we make every day that bring us closer to our goals, but making those decisions in a way that uplifts the others around us. It's about the people we impact along the way and the stories that they go on to tell. This is something I'm learning and I'm having to navigate each day, but I'm finding out that this is what it looks like to truly leave a legacy. Alright, so new hoodies and crew necks just dropped on oeathleticsclub.com. This is a brand, if you're not familiar with it, that I started about 2 years ago, and is built on this motto of intentions over everything, which is something that I try to live my life by. A life filled with intentionality, making sure that I'm putting the right intentions behind the actions that I am taking. These hoodies and crew necks themselves are a testament to that. They have a front embroidered logo. They got custom tags in the back, the packaging and everything. I try to package all the orders individually, handwritten notes, stickers, everything, kind of the whole 9 yards goes in with each of these orders. So if you want to support the channel, if you want to support the brand and everything that we're doing here, then I would ask that you head on over to oeathleticsclub.com, grab yourself a crew neck, grab yourself a hoodie, and that would be so much appreciated. So. Alright, so I'm back at the house after the long run. I would say that long run went pretty well. I don't really know what I was expecting going in. Like I said, I haven't been doing long runs very much recently, so a lot of that was just kind of like, okay, let's get out here, let's see if we can log some miles. Ended up going pretty quick, but I tend to go pretty quick out there on that gravel road. It's just like something psychologically that I've just set in my mind is like, oh yeah, when we go here, we run hard. And so I think that's just kind of naturally just fell into that rhythm of like 6 flat. And it got pretty tough towards the last few miles of that and got the heart rate up to around threshold and was just sitting there just holding that for 10 miles. And by the time I was done, I was like, okay, like that was a good workout. Reflecting on this week, I think this has been one of the most successful training weeks I've had in probably like 2 years, maybe 3 years. I don't even know when the last successful training week like this would have been. Everything has been pretty intense. We've done 4 workouts this week over the span of 5 days. So it's been like two workouts and then recovery day and then 2 workouts pretty much. And then I'll take tomorrow completely off and then I'll take Monday as a recovery day as well. So that's kind of what my week structure is looking like right now. But it's been about 56 miles in 5 days, which has been pretty intense. But looking at it right now, like my leg doesn't hurt. I'm not having any injury issues. I'm really enjoying it. And I think that's one of the most important things. It's like I'm not forcing this. It's just kind of happening naturally and I'm just kind of feeling my way through it. It's like making sure that I'm putting my best foot forward in the workouts, but then at the same time, just making sure that I'm not forcing anything. Everything I do right now matters and it builds into a strong indoor and outdoor track season, but I also have to be careful not to overdo it too early. So that's why I've had to like kind of find that balance between I don't want to force this. I just want to enjoy it. I want to experience it. I wanted to feel it out and just have a good time with it. So that's kind of what my training's been recently, and I think it's been working really well for me. Like I said, this week has been pretty intense. I can give you a breakdown of what those workouts have looked like so far. On Tuesday, it was 10 by 1200 at anaerobic threshold, so at 345 pace or so, 345 per 1200, which ends up being about 5 minutes a mile. And we did 10 of those with 60-second rest between each. We swapped directions every 4, so we swapped at 4, swapped at 8, and then finish up the last 2, just because I think swapping directions on the track is good for the body because you don't want to just always tax like one side, always making that one turn. You need to kind of balance everything out. But yeah, that was on Tuesday. It ended up being 37.5 minutes of 5-minute mile pace, which is a lot of work. It's a lot of density. And I came back on that Wednesday and we did 1200 on, 800 off for 7 reps, which ended up being 7.5 miles, 8 miles or something. I don't really know. I haven't done the math on it. But it's 7 reps of that, and the on pace was started off at 420, cut down to 350 for the last one, and then the off pace was just like an easy jog for 800 meters. It wasn't supposed to be that challenging of a workout. It's supposed to be just more of an aerobic stimulus, something that could really, just something that taxed the aerobic system and kind of buffered the workout that we did the day before. And then going into the next day, it was just like an easy 5-mile recovery day. My body was kind of feeling it, but I just took it easy. So then Friday, which was yesterday, we did this workout where we did 800 meters of like Prefontaine 200s, where we went like 200 on, 200 off pretty fast. And so our on pace was 33 to 31. Our off pace was 44 to 41, something like that. That was at least what we were aiming for. And then we did 400 meters at 10K pace. So it was like 800 meters worth of 200 on, 200 off, 400 meters at 10K pace. And then we had 60-second rest between the 800 and 400 and then 60-second rest after the 400. So this whole workout, that was like 1 set, and we did 8 sets of that. So it ended up being a pretty dense one, pretty fast. It was supposed to be 3K pace for the ons and then somewhere around 5:45 pace for the offs. So it ends up being a pretty challenging workout. And then the 400s was supposed to be a 10K pace. Like I said, 10K pace for me is like 112, 113, but we ended up going a little bit faster, so it ended up really taxing the system, and it was hard to find that rhythm in the first few reps because it's a workout I've never done before. I was able to hone in on those paces kind of later in the reps, and I was able to really have a good time with it. I did it with my teammate Cole. Cole just carried me through like all those 200 on, 200 offs, and then I did the 400s. So he did the hard work, I did the easy work. But we worked together, and we were able to get it done. And then today, obviously, 10 miles worth of 6-minute pace out on some pretty hefty rolling hills, and then 3-mile cool down to get to 13 on the day. So it ends up being 56 miles on the week so far, which is the most mileage I've done in a while. That's the most workouts I've done in a while. But like I said, my body isn't feeling like it's breaking. My body doesn't feel like I'm riding this threshold of like injury or anything. I feel really good, and I feel excited for this upcoming track season and just building this base that I have right now and continuing to build it over the next few weeks, and then to get ready for the first indoor race and just see what I can do there. I really want to focus in on the mile and then the DMR, maybe the 1200, and see if we can qualify for nationals. But for now, that's kind of that's where I stand on everything. That's what this week has looked like, and I feel like it's been a really successful week so far, and I'm excited to continue documenting the rest of the winter training as I have more time, because over the Christmas break, like, you have a bunch of time to actually make videos and edit and just do things that you enjoy. Just going to continue doing this over the next few weeks, get as strong as I possibly can going into the season, and then we'll build on whatever I build in the winter to create the best foundation for a successful indoor and outdoor track season. So